Welcome back for another weekly dose of Anime and Beyond reviews. I'm Noah.
I'm Devin.
And today we will be reviewing episode 20 of Dr. Stone. Before we get into that, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment what you think about the episode. Any thoughts? Leave a like if you want. Heck, do whatever you feel like.
Subscribe. I mean, help us out. Whatever you want.
Whatever you want to do. But starting out with the episode, we see the water wheel.
Water wheel. Yes. So water wheel. Okay. So in the beginning of the episode, Senku wants to make cell phones, and they make a water wheel to test. That's a small one, but they test it out to see if it would work for cotton candy. So they make a cotton candy machine, and the complaint was that it was
It's a little clumpy when it would switch from direction when spinning it.
Yeah, so like it would go up, like the force would be too much on the top or too much on the bottom, and it would cause it to become clumpy.
Yeah. And that wouldn't have helped if they needed wires, because then it would be like straight line to boop, straight line to boop, and it would mess up the sound.
Yeah. So when they realized that problem, they were able to fix it, but Chrome came in.
Yes.
And saved the day because they were going to. I mean, I don't know if Senku was being extreme or just just dramatic or whatever, but he was saying it was going to go from where they were all the way up to the mountain. So a long distance. So Chrome came up with an idea of creating a water wheel. He didn't even know what he created. He created a water wheel. This boy created a water wheel. And he surprised Senku. I think this is one of the first, maybe second time, that Senku has been surprised by anybody.
This is definitely the first time I was surprised by Chrome has always had knowledge of stuff. He just didn't know the right terms. But he saw what Senku made and was like, I can make this better. The only thing is he didn't have all the foresight, because he was just thinking it was going to be just to hook it up to the cotton candy machine so it would spin endlessly too without them having to touch it. But then Senku's like, this is great. Connected to the electricity machine, and we're good.
Yeah.
And that was honestly, it was really impressive. Probably one of my favorite moments of the show, because Chrome, not only is he gaining more and more understanding of science, but he's starting to also try to test things.
He's low key the sidekick to
sidekick. Oh yeah, Senku. For real.
Low key, like, I mean, if there were another scientist, he would be that low key.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Like, so they finally got. I mean, they've already had electricity, but they finally, got it connected with the cords and everything. So now I think they're ready to actually start wiring stuff up.
It seems like it. I mean, they're still gonna have to make.
Yeah, they're still gonna have to make
some stuff. I'm not exactly sure how far Senku's gonna go with the phones. Like, is he just gonna do like 2 towers and have somebody like at the end of each, or is he gonna actually create like a handheld device? And if he is, like, how big is it gonna be? Is it gonna have a screen? Is it gonna even need a screen? Probably not a screen, because then you have to program stuff into that. So it's probably just gonna be a radio. But yeah, I don't know what else is gonna need.
There's a way to communicate. Yeah. So going back to the cotton candy thing, we see how Senku takes Homura, the person that on Tsukasa's side, cotton candy, and she takes it. She thinks it's poison, but eventually she takes a lick of it and she likes it. And we see that, I mean, it sounds silly, but Senku is using this to kind of see if they would get people to come to her side. So, like, I think what he wants to happen is he wants them to be interested in, like, what is this? What is kind of candy? And be like, when they taste it, they're like, ooh, how can we get more? Well, I got this from Senku, yeah. So they'll start compromising their allegiance with Tsukasa and come to their side. So, I mean, it sounds weird, but it seems like, I mean, we don't know, but it might work.
It makes sense to me. It's like, what has Tsukasa actually done for the people? He's organized stuff, but has he actually done anything? Senku's willing to, now he can give you soda. He can give you electricity, lights, he can give you cotton candy, he's made ramen. This is all, like, it's gonna, especially not so much for the villagers, they're experiencing all this stuff as new, but for everybody else, this is stuff that they're going to be missing. I don't know how they've been alive for, like, they've been awake for, like, maybe 6 months to a year, maybe longer than that. I mean, that's stuff, like, being without your phone for a month, being without anything sweet for a while. Like that can get people being without soda. Like, there's people. I mean, people drink soda every day. People, and I know people who drink soda for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
It's a huge temptation. For people. It's a huge like
especially
recruiting tactic.
Especially in that world. Yeah, especially in that world.
Yeah. And they owe nothing to Tsukasu because Tsukasu awoke them all with Senku's juice.
Yeah. That he found. Now, with that said, I don't want us to sleep on Tsukasa. Because that dude, even though we know Chrome is smart, and of course Senku's smart, and there's a handful of other people. No, Tsukasa, that dude is pretty smart. So we see how this dude catches on somewhat of Senku's plan, like when it's gonna start, like how long they have and stuff to plan and stuff. Like they both know that it's gonna start in spring, like the battle between them, and so I think Hyoga, I think he mentioned that there was going to be, or that Senku was going to make like some type of form of communication, because I think he discussed, if I'm not mistaken, something about their lack of communication, because I think all they had was Humura, who could, like warn them about something that's happening.
He said something like it's a big hindrance because it's gonna take a long time for Humura to tell Hyuga what's going on.
Yeah,
and then it's a weakness for them.
And then he was like, that's kind of convenient. That would be convenient if they did to do this. And so it was funny how they were all to like step by step come to this realization. And it's like, it was cool seeing both sides, just like one side, okay, you got Tsukasa trying to plan his plan, and like also see, trying to see Senku's plan and how to, jeopardize that, how to like go about that. And then on the other side, Senku.
It's like they're playing this mental game of chess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they're both winning.
Well, actually, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know who's winning.
We don't know. But I think it's interesting, like how it's like it's almost like a mind game.
And they're both gonna have an advantage in a way, because Senku's, if this finishes in time, will have communication. But Tsukasa's gonna have hostages.
Yeah.
If he needs them, because Taiju and Yuzuru are still there. Yuzuri are still there, and let's see what happens.
What I think is gonna happen is, because Tsukasa seems like a guy who rules by brute force and power, and like just try to control people with that. And I think what's gonna happen, they're gonna see I think the show is gonna come to it like some type of dynamic where it shows Senku's side, where it's more of like you live freely, peaceful, as long as you're nice to everyone, your friends and everything like that. You're gonna see that dynamic versus his dynamic, and people are gonna want to come, who are part of Tsukasa's clan right now. They're gonna want to come to Senku's side.
Yeah.
And then Tsukasa's gonna be by himself or defeated or whatever. That's how I feel. But obviously, it's just a theory.
Yeah, and I could definitely see that happening just because of what we've seen so far. Like this girl, when she ate that cotton candy, she was reminded of, it sounded like a carnival or something.
Yeah.
It reminded her of a good time. It's just the nostalgia.
Yeah.
And again, the same thing, like, oh, I just want a soda. And he finally got a soda, and he was like extremely happy about that. And I would say that was probably the deciding factor on which side he chose to be on. Because he was more interested in Senku's side. Which I think you're right. I think more people are going to be just interested in Senku's side.
Yeah.
What can you do for me? That's what it is. It's a recruiting tactic.
Now, with that said, there's also the possibility that there are people like Jin who just, if you can give them what they want for as long as they want, okay, they'll be on your side. But like if you were ever to stop doing that, then we would have an issue.
That's true.
So, I mean,
it's a good point. You don't want a whole bunch of like flip-floppers and black backsliders on your team, because then like in the blink of an eye they could all be gone.
Yeah, they could just like slit your throat at night or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's just, I feel like there's a lot of things that can happen to me right now, but I mean, very interesting to hear like both sides. I like that dynamic.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching and supporting our channel. Don't forget to check out our social media accounts. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, your theories, what you think about this episode review, this episode in general.
Don't forget to follow our friends on YouTube as well. Their links are in the description and also on our channel page. You have Jay Frizzle and Clammy with gaming, and they're streaming on Twitch as well. Rich Aladdin with short films, and he's getting nominated for a lot of awards right now. And then Teray today with vlogs.
That said, I'm Devin.
I'm Noah.
See y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.